When you first hear a debit the receiver, credit the giver, it sounds like a riddle, right? Here's the unlock: every transaction fits a type, and each type has its own rule. Master that, and the whole system clicks. I'm Liho, senior accountant at an e-commerce company in Kuwait. 9+ years in, and I still use these 3 rules every single day. Today we're breaking down the types of accounts and the golden rules: fast, clear, no fluff. So what are the 3 types of accounts? Personal, real, and nominal. Think of it this way: personal accounts belong to people or businesses, like your supplier or your bank. Real accounts are things you can touch, like cash, machinery, or inventory. Nominal accounts are the income and expense lines: rent, salary, sales, revenue. Notice this: every single entry you'll ever make falls into one of these 3 buckets. Which one does your phone bill fall into? Your phone bill, that's a nominal account. It's an expense. Cash you paid with, real account. The telecom company you paid, personal account. 1 transaction, 3 account types touched. That's accounting in action. Every entry you make, the first question is always, what type of account is this? Now the golden rule for personal accounts: debit the receiver, credit the giver. Here's the thing: when your company pays a salary, the employee is the receiver of cash. So the employee's account gets debited. The cash account? That's what's giving. So cash gets credited. Picture a small tea shop paying its delivery boy. The delivery boy receives, debit him. The shop's cash gives, credit cash. Simple as that. So for that salary payment, salary account is debited because the employee received. Cash account is credited because cash gave. Receiver on the left, giver on the right. Every time you pay a supplier, every time you collect from a customer, same logic. Ask yourself, who receives, who gives? Real accounts, assets, things the business owns. The golden rule here: debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Say your company buys a laptop for 50,000 Indian rupees cash. The laptop is coming into the business, so debit the laptop account. Cash is going out, so credit cash. Notice this: it doesn't matter if it's a laptop, a delivery van, or stock arriving at a warehouse. What comes in is debited. What leaves is credited. Laptop comes in, laptop account debited. Cash goes out, cash account credited. It's a physical swap, and the rule mirrors that movement. Next time a van arrives at your company, debit the van. Cash leaves? Credit cash. The asset entering always gets the debit. Nominal accounts: expenses, losses, incomes, gains. The rule: debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So when you pay monthly rent, rent is an expense. Debit rent account. Cash goes out, credit cash. When a sale comes in, revenue is income. Credit sales account. Cash comes in, debit cash. So what does that mean for you? Every rupee spent gets debited. Every rupee earned gets credited. Rent paid, rent account debited, cash credited. Sales earned, cash debited, sales account credited. Expenses always land on the debit side. Income always lands on the credit side. This is what your profit and loss account is built from, entry by entry. Here's where it all comes together. Your company buys office furniture for 30,000 Indian rupees on credit from a supplier. 1 transaction, all 3 rules fire. The furniture is a real account coming in, debited. The supplier is a personal account, they gave the furniture, so credit them. Now say you also notice the delivery charge of 500 Indian rupees was included, that's a nominal account, an expense, so debit that too. Every transaction fits a type, and each type has its own rule. Furniture debited, real rule. Supplier credited, personal rule. Delivery expense debited, nominal rule. 1 purchase, 3 rules, 2 clean journal entries. That's the whole system right there. Identify the account type first, apply its rule, and your debit-credit question answers itself. Quick recap. 3 account types: personal, real, nominal. 3 golden rules: receiver and giver, what comes in and goes out, expenses and incomes. And the one idea that ties it all together: classify the account first, and the rule tells you exactly where to put the entry. That's the engine running under every journal you'll ever write. If this helped you see the logic behind debits and credits, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We're covering the accounting equation next: assets, liabilities, and equity in plain language. Best wishes from Kuwait to all my +1 and +2 commerce students back home. And for the full +1 and +2 commerce notes that go with this video, head over to aces.education.